What's up everyone, this is the Raving Roman coming at you with another video. So I have trouble coming up with new content and decided I'm just gonna go ahead and ramble your ears off until I can think of something more inspiring or unique. What I want to talk about are the recent changes in Warframe's Railjack and just fantasize a little bit what might come in the future. Sound good? No? Too bad. So I've been doing a couple of test drives of my own, but I am sure there are still more changes coming through part 2, 3, and whatever may be. To summarize as much as I can, I've noticed the following improvements as of now. The pacing of combat is quicker, a little more focused on the battle itself, which is really good. Common resource gains, particularly things like titanium, have been increased. This will be useful for valence transfers that make accessing better parts easier. Streamlining mods? Sorry, hang on. Oh, sorry. Avionics is much easier now to upgrade and to switch out to whatever you need. Weapon balances against heat buildup is so much better. The gun is not overheating every 20 shots or so, so that's a good thing. Arcwing is a little more viable. I don't know if you'll see any of it in this clip, but it's a little more balanced in case your railjack is kind of gutty, like in the beginning. And other things for sure. I'm pretty sure everyone's discussed this in their own videos, or you've followed people who stream. Now, this is a very good step in establishing the bone structure of the game mode. Now, once that foundation is set, we can finally get to see more things added to it. I have to put a disclaimer though. I know nothing of DE's plans, and everything I say beyond this point are my personal thoughts, fantasies, stop, I can hear you laughing in the back, hopes, dreams, and BS. But I thought it would be fun to talk about it anyway, so sit back and grab a beer, if you haven't. Alright, to keep myself from rambling into infinity and beyond, these will be the topics of the video. Using the railjack and or orbiter as a means of transportation, finally making that connection that Steve was so fondly talking about in TennoCon 2019. Future weapons and upgrades, additional types of railjacks, additional mission types, fleet creation, and the Dreadnought. Now, I will get back to that last bit in a while. I'd first like to discuss the usage of railjacks and orbiters as a means of transportation. Now, the reason why I think this is important is because this can expand the gameplay value of each planet and beyond. Imagine, instead of just being able to access every mission node in the entire system, and even need to overlap some nodes for nightmares, sorties, or fissure missions, you first have to travel between planets. Now, while this may sound like padding, the idea is that you can select different types of missions separated under the categories of ground, space, miscellaneous, and other locations. More alerts can be added this way as the variety of resources increases over time. This also gives more room for the developers to add more lore-related locations, similar to places like Iron Wake and the Relays, and to actually give them a purpose. One benefit is being able to add more places to get weapon blueprints without just stuffing them all into the research and the market. In fact, I'll have to make a discussion video why research needs a little more improvement. Imagine, a new weapon is released and it can only be found in, say, a Steel Meridian galleon circling Saturn. It really adds more space to our sci-fi and gives good escalation for weapons aside from mastery rank. Newer players will become more incentivized and guided into unlocking all of the planets, moons, and other funky space locations. On a side note, wouldn't it be really cool if the resource extractors we build in our foundry, those are actually the excavators we protect? Just a thought. Additional types of weapons and upgrades. Springboarding from the last topic, imagine also finding those in certain locations or even having to earn access to them by doing favors for various NPCs. And not just in the reputation kind of way, that system needs a little bit more. But just like the weapons we hold on the ground, the possibilities are endless. However, I am hoping there is going to be some more improvements to the lock-on mechanics, since we will be facing enemies that are a lot more mobile. There was an idea tossed around for Archwing where there is a dogfight mode, something like in the later Ace Combat series. I would like to see something similar done for Railjack as well. Primarily, I am focusing a little more on the ordnances side, because missiles with lock-on have been a primarily needed weapon for this type of combat. I'd also like to see the addition of unguided bombs to the mix. Imagine doing bombing runs on atmospheric missions. The kind you'll need an indicator where it will travel and land so that you can maybe bypass radar jamming or even energy shields to an extent. I'd love to see other kinds of main artillery cannons as well between different railjacks, from lasers to nukes to railguns and even more. Speaking of additional types of railjacks, I've been thinking about how players need an ability to somehow solo these segments without relying on another player, and I agree to an extent. 100% of the game type cannot be dedicated to only squad play, but there needs to be a place where players can be tested as a team. So my solution to the problem is providing other options. I believe adding classes of Railjack would really shake things up. By that I mean adding a two-man ship, maybe called a Corvette, which is faster and lighter, and a heavier class battleship for the raids. With these two types of ship classes, you can create separate mission types that have ship class restrictions. Some you can take the smaller Corvette, others you can only take the Railjack. This allows players a peace of mind whenever they just want to either fly solo or with one friend only. And then they can just find squads for the bigger missions, which will hold way more rewards. This goes hand in hand with the additional mission types. So far, missions in Railjack mostly consist of an extermination type of deal. What I'm hoping to see is a version of Pursuit that was done for Archwing be applied more as an alert for Railjack. A ship carrying rare resources, people are bound to flock to that alert as soon as it pops up. You can even call it the money ship. Some can contain ludicrous amounts of credits, and some can contain things like special types of forma, catalysts, reactors, weapon parts, and other things. We can also bring back raids this way with the previously mentioned battleships, ships so large that you will at least need maybe 2 to 3 people at the bare minimum to operate and support the party of 5 to 6 invading other ships or Orokin towers. This, I believe, was the initial intention of the Squad Link presented in TennoCon 2019. So why not take advantage of it for raids? Can you imagine calling down a Railjack or a Corvette from space and the player lights up the entire building marked by the ground team? Now, for fleet creation and the Dreadnought, let me first start. I love gigantic battleships. The reason I think this needs to exist is to bring back what dark sectors used to be. Points of the map that players fight to control and dominate. A clan can occupy one dark sector node, just one, and gain special war chests after a certain amount of time. However, other clans can challenge them for control. This concept I am most excited about because it would give real purpose to clans, turn players against each other in the game, and make you fight hard for glory and loot. The reason the Dreadnought and the fleet is needed is for players to defend their control for these dark sector nodes, and for those trying to take it from them. In order to get these special war chests, a clan would have to maintain control for maybe about 7 days straight. These special war chests can be filled with all sorts of prizes, every kind of forma, a legendary core, ludicrous amounts of credits, reactors, and or catalysts, and out of anything else that might be new and well sought out. If you are worried about the same clans ruling all the dark sectors, I have a thought about that. I'm thinking this is where clan size matters more. The bigger your clan is, from the ghost to all the way to the moon size clan, the more resources it takes to keep control over time. Faster rate of resources needed each day, basically. But it would be easier for you to defend it. A smaller clan would have a hard time defending a dark sector, but you will need way less resources over time. This way, no single clan can indefinitely dominate a node. If they can't support the needed resources for keeping control of the node, immediately the becomes vacant. Anyway, if any of these ideas seem to spark your interest, let me know. I could talk on and on about them even further. If you have any certain fantasies as well about Railjack and what it could be in the future, please write it down in the comments below. It's an all good fun, and until next time, rock and roll, Tenno.
If you enjoyed the video, Tenno, please give us a thumbs up. Ho 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 ho!